Welcome to Dad Bods, Crabcakes, and Sports, where husky middle-aged men share insight on the latest Baltimore sports news. From the bank to the yard and beyond, we're breaking down the Ravens, Orioles, Terps, and more. Baltimore's best sports podcast starts right now.
Happy Sunday evening to everybody out here in the wide world of sports. Welcome to week 10 of the NFL. Michael, Jason, and John here to bring you another fun, exciting episode. Fellas, as we were waiting to go on here, listening to Mike's lovely voice, I just noticed that Matthew Stafford threw touchdown pass number 15. The game just started. He started 3 touchdown passes already in the last 15 minutes. So here's a weird prediction for you guys. Anybody want to try to make a couple shekels? It seems like after Josh Allen's game today, the NFL MVP might be up for grabs. How about a couple shekels on Stafford, Mike?
I mean, he's having a great year, and when you're throwing to Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, that helps your campaign. But that NFC West, man, I thought Cardinals were known for flying. They didn't get off the plane today when they got to Seattle because it was 28-0 before I blinked an eye.
I mean, that's 2 games in a row that Seattle is not joking around. I mean, are they at 30 points already? It was like 28-0.
35.
35.
35 with 9 minutes. It was just under 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Holy mackerel. I don't even have an answer for it. Because honest to God, if they want to run the football, they can run the football. Their defense is the number 1 defense in the NFL-ish, depending on which categories you look at. I think Houston's up there too. But, I mean, holy dominating. I thought they would be. I told you earlier in the week, Mike, that they're one of my top 4 teams in the NFC. But I don't know where they came from. That's crazy. So, I don't know. But we can get into all of that. I just happened to notice it as it popped up on my phone. But yes, we're all back together for the first time in about a week here. How's everything going? John, I understand you, let's see, you went on a little golf outing. I predicted one of 2 things. You would either, as a Lanscraner, come back with more golf balls than you took because you're frugal and you would have gone in the woods and gator land and got them, or you would have came back with exactly 6 golf balls. So where are we at?
So I think I have about 8. I lost a few, because this course is narrow and it has water on almost every hole. So almost every tee shot you hit is over water, and almost every approach is over water. So, I just use my putter most of the time and save my balls.
Fantastic, John. Now I understand you have a story that you wanted to say.
Right. So I told you guys I bought some golf clubs off Amazon last week, right?
Oh, boy.
So first 3 holes, drives are okay. I got them on the fairway at least, right? 4th hole, I step up and I just crush it. And I'm left just holding the handle. The club head went into a pond.
Is it because it broke or because it came out of the grip?
The club head disattached from the shaft. And I was left holding the shaft, and the club head ended up halfway down the fairway in the pond.
So, John, how did your golf outing go? It was great. I was left holding my shaft. That's what I got out of the whole weekend.
That's what she said.
That should have been the title of the episode today.
Oh,
John left holding his shaft.
Darn it.
Okay, no, but there's a bigger problem than this. Okay, the bigger problem is I don't have the box to return it. So I've been on the phone with Amazon for an hour. I chatted with somebody, and then I called somebody. And they're like, well, we have to figure this out. So you might be able to just take it to the UPS store and they can put it in a box for you. Because I'm like, you realize how long they are? They're like what? Between 3.5 and 4.5 feet long? Something like that. So I don't have a box at my house that fits these things. So I'm trying to figure out how to send them back. And then I have to go find new
Yeah,
ones.
you have to buy a box. You have to
Go to
buy
the
a
UPS
box,
store.
have them
Yeah.
reimburse you. Yeah, and then they'll do it. You know.
Yeah, so I'm just going to take it to the UPS store. I have a UPC code and drop that and the bag off. So the clubs, I had to buy the clubs and I had to buy the bag. So now I'm just going to go do some more research and find clubs that come with the bag and make sure they're better. Yes, Mike. I need some input.
No, I have a question.
Yes.
What lesson did you learn, if any, from this experience?
Well, I probably shouldn't buy. I think the clubs were. I think the brand was KVV, and I think that's.
You say KGB?
Yeah, no, VV. V is in Victor. As in,
okay.
So I didn't look. I haven't looked them up. But I my guess is that they're like a Chinese company or something, and like they came over. I don't know. I just Googled it, and they like come up on like the best golf set clubs for beginners. But clearly, I'm not a beginner because I hit the ball too hard and I was left holding my shaft.
Oh. Well, I mean, I would say the lesson, Mike, is that he shouldn't buy communist golf clubs like the KGB ones. Like they're clearly a bad idea. It's just not working out for him.
I just don't understand what you thought was going to happen with $20 golf clubs or whatever it is you got.
No, they were $800 and they were on sale for $500.
What?
So I figured,
oh
it
boy,
was a good thing to start with.
No, you should have, John. You should have had. We should have had communications. I could have saved your life. I thought you went and bought like a $70 set of golf clubs from somewhere.
Does that exist? I don't think you could buy $70 golf clubs.
Yeah, I mean Walmart.
No, they're still. I looked. I looked at Walmart and at Target, and they were still like $300, but it only came with 6 clubs.
You can get like the Kitty Taylor, like what's the like Wilson or one of those like a random athletic ball brands.
I almost bought Callaway. There was a full Callaway 13 club set for like $700 on Amazon. But the problem is I like the mallet putter. I don't like the flat putter. And it had a flat putter. So
you can buy a set and then get your own putter. That would be what I did. And so I think next time Mizuno makes great golf clubs. I love Mizuno irons. Ping makes great friendly irons. You might have heard of brands like TaylorMade, Titleist, Callaway. I would stay in the realm of golf we've heard of and away from anything with Roman numerals. Okay.
Well, next time I'll send you guys my stuff before I buy it, or I'll just go. There's a place over here that my guy I worked with was a club pro for a while down here, and there's a place where you can go get fitted for like $2,000. So maybe
oh my God. All this sounds terrible. You know how much money that's
no. Like your clubs are $2,000. So like
right,
$2,000 you
yeah,
get all your clubs and you get fitted for the right ones. Hopefully they won't break.
You can find you. Yeah, John, you can find it. You can find that cheaper. I'll help you. Just we'll talk off air, okay? All right.
Yeah.
Or you
I found the website. There's a kvvsports.com. And the clubs that I purchased aren't even on the website. They were only on Amazon, I guess.
Or you can just wait until your dear friend is done with his golf clubs and he needs to get new ones. So you can shop at the House of Frisky and just pay for the shipping cost, which was still about $1.50, whatever it was, and it was worth every penny. And I have been out this many times with those golf clubs because I don't have free time. This is it. This is free time, and I'm spending it with you guys, so feel blessed.
John, I might have a female set I can send to you that Julie doesn't use anymore, so I could ship them down to you if you want. Just in lieu, in the meantime.
I'm gonna look at left-handed ones because I play hockey left-handed.
Oh
so I've been told that maybe you should learn to play golf left-handed because it will make you better and less of a baseball player. I don't know if that's true or not.
Mike, has Josh outgrown any clubs yet? You can just give to John.
Josh is still using the little fellas, but John, they can come your way at any time. Yes, and that there is some truth in what you're saying, though I'm not sure that you should start playing lefty at the age of, what are you, 30 something?
36.
Yeah, I think that thing is when you're younger. But They do say that it's less wrist involved in it. It seems like it's more of a natural full swing. That's why lefties have such a sweet swing when you play opposite handed with golf, because baseball guys like us like to involve our wrists and things, especially how you love holding that shaft you're left with over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
You grip it, and you rip it.
Oh, terrible. All of you.
So I actually did better, though. However, let me say this. The last, how many holes are there? 18, right? So 14. So the last 14 holes, the ones that weren't par threes, I used my 3-wood, and I actually did a lot better than I had the previous three holes with my driver. So there's that.
Outstanding. Well, that's good to hear, John. I'm glad you had a fabulous time. You didn't get eaten by any alligators, and you didn't lose all of your golf balls.
I didn't, but I sent you the video of me wrestling the alligator.
Yes, I saw your AI video, John. You and your young kids these days, I tell you. Anyway, we digress. Moving forward, there was a couple football games today here on Sunday in the NFL. But the most important to us was the Ravens traveling to Minnesota. And as my prediction, Mike's prediction, and I'm assuming John's prediction, the Ravens took care of business. This was actually another double-digit victory for the Ravens, but they took care of
27-19. That's 8.
Sorry, not double-digit victory. 27-19 should have been double digits. The Ravens tend to play with their food before they eat it, which usually causes some problems. They could have very easily won this game. And I was telling Mike before we got on that what scares me is, like, I fully expected them to win this game, but if it wasn't JJ McCarthy and it was Matthew Stafford or Joe Burrow or even Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold, maybe not because he doesn't move quite as well anymore, but any quarterback that has a little bit more experience and has done it before, I think would give them a little bit of trouble. He turned the ball over 4 times, I think, and the special teams turned 1 over, and he had at least 3 interceptions, maybe a 4th. I think it was 3. But yeah, defense played well when they needed to. They kind of played well in all phases. They turned 1 over special teams. Offense did just enough. I guess the wind indoors today was so blustery that Tyler Lue missed a field goal, but that's okay. 1 out of all the ones that he kicked. But yeah, Mike, for me, this was game number 3 out the ass that they need to get to 6-0 before they play the Steelers.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just glad the kick returner from the Vikings decided to buy his gloves from kvv.com or whatever, because he dropped the ball twice today on returns. And I think the most promising thing was that we were an opportunistic defense today that forced turnovers, which if you're going to give up yardage, then be that kind of defense where you can force some turnovers. So and Roquan had the one that really basically was almost a turnover where they did the laps in the end zone after the fake interception. That was pretty awesome. But Roquan, I thought, stepped up huge today. I thought Kyle Hamilton played well today. So when your best players on defense are making plays, I think that's fantastic. And, Jones was a welcome addition on the edge today, causing problems all over the place a little bit. And Mike Green even, he has trouble getting home, it looks like, but he definitely causes some chaos in the backfield.
Yeah, and you can see where JJ McCarthy and the Vikings definitely have. In my eyes, they could be a really good football team. It might not happen quite this year, but there's a lot to work with, especially when you have the receivers that they do. But the Ravens did a really good job with Jefferson today. Mike, you and I talked about him and Addison. I thought one of them was going to have a big day. They really did a good job shutting them down for the most part. They did that bend, don't break type thing. Hawkinson wasn't even in the picture. Aaron Jones did okay. He scored a touchdown, caught the ball a couple times, but nothing spectacular. You can't run the football when you're down by that much the whole time either, right? But no, overall, I thought, John, that they did enough offensively. I would have liked to see more, but like Mike and I were talking about before you jumped on, I think Brian Flores might have done a good job kind of shutting down the offense and Lamar for the majority of the game.
Yeah, I think so. And there's a few things where I think Lamar is still somewhat hesitant on his running. Because if you look at some of the opportunities that were there for him to take off, he's taken off for 4 or 5 yards and then going down. He's not making the moves. He's not trying to extend the plays further than he's already been given. And so I think with Lamar, there's still a little bit of hesitancy with that hamstring to get out there and be the Lamar. But, he made good throws. He stayed in the pocket, stepped up in the pocket, and did the things, he needed to do to win the game and take care of the football. The thing I was disappointed with is there was early on in the game, and then they corrected it a little bit, but we had some big drops. Andrews had a big drop inside the 10, likely had a drop that would have been a first down, on that it was the second drive. 2 straight plays, they both dropped it. But otherwise, I think they did enough to win the game. Nothing outstanding on the offensive side, but enough to, hold the football, keep the defense on the sideline, and to win.
Yeah, and again, the goal for me was out of the bye, go undefeated till Pittsburgh. Mainly not because they have to win all these games, but Mike, if they're looking to make the playoffs, they should win these games. These teams are not like daunting teams that they're playing. Moving forward, they play next week. Is it Cleveland next week, right? And Cleveland got tripped up today against the Jets. And both you and I, Mike, thought that with the moves that the Jets made defensively, that they were kind of packing it in. And somebody forgot to tell the rest of the players. So I'm not. And then we do play the Jets, I think, either the next week after that. So, for me, Mike, I'm not nervous going into Cleveland. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that. But is there anything else glaring to you that you think they need to correct either for next weekend going forward?
To me, they aren't the Ravens of the past when it comes to crucial situations and needing to get a yard or two, and they get it. I still think they did that. They're doing that better than they did earlier on in the season. I appreciated the creativity when they had Mark Andrews lined up for the tush push, and then they did a little pitch play to Lamar. I thought that creativity was good. There still seems to be a lack of flow in that offense, and I don't know exactly. I can't put my finger on exactly what it is, but the plays just don't seem as natural as they did in previous years. So that would be the one thing I worry about. Like when they need a yard, can they get it? They did manage, like in that last drive, they at least managed a first down so that they gave Minnesota the ball back with way less time on the clock than they would have if they would have gone 3 and out in that last series. So they got that first down. They added 3 more plays, and that's huge. But I think they still have a lot to be desired on those third down situations and just more manageable third down situations. They still find themselves in third and long an awful lot.
I think for me too, what really got to me early on, and I don't know how much, John, were you able to watch the majority of the game today?
I watched the whole game.
Right out the gates, Flowers on the first play drops the ball. That should have caught the ball, moved. He was looking around him. Mark Andrews, yes, I think it was either 1 or 2 drops he had, but one somewhat early that he should have caught. Yeah, it was Lamar threw it so only he could catch it, and he dropped it. Likely, he dropped one. Bateman, he dropped one. You got when they go in and play these teams that aren't the Vikings, that aren't the Jets, that aren't the Browns, that can score with you and that have aspirations of winning a Super Bowl, you can't have that, John. So to me, that's what needs to be corrected. The little things like that, and everything Mike said, I agree with as well.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw the stat on the screen. The Ravens are like in the bottom half or bottom quarter in third down efficiency, except 10-plus yards. They're number 1. So clearly, Mike, to your point there of having trouble with the shorter yardage situations, it's been an ongoing theme throughout the season. So it seems like once we get in third and long, we that's when Lamar can get outside and then puts the running and the passing on option and puts the defense kind of in a predicament where short, obviously early on in the season, we didn't have Ricard, and Ricard came up big with that third down run in the fourth quarter today. We didn't have him blocking and filling holes and things like that. But still, we're not converting at a high enough rate that's going to, in the playoffs, going to win us football games. And we can't have, the traditional Ravens offense get inside to 30 and then let either Stover or Tucker win the game for you, kicking, 6, 7, 8 field goals, because our defense just isn't good enough to do that. And I was a little concerned with Humphreys today. Humphrey was on Naylor majority of the game. Naylor, 6 targets, 5 receptions, 124 yards. Jefferson, 12 targets, 4 receptions. Addison, 11 targets, 3 receptions. So, our stick corners did well. But Humphrey, I saw the back of his jersey on several different occasions, and that kind of worries me a little bit. But, we did get a pass rush. We got some good hits on the quarterback. And overall, the line and then bringing Hamilton into the box really helped.
Well, and then do keep in mind that these receivers that they played are not your normal average NFL receivers. Like this is, it's like Chase and Higgins. It's Addison and Jefferson. It's Adams and Nakua. Like these are your top-notch receivers. And yeah, you'll eventually have to play some teams like that in the playoffs. Pittsburgh doesn't have that. Like, and we still have 2 games against Pittsburgh. Metcalf and choose your poison, right? Like whatever. But so some of these guys with Humphreys, like you said, seeing his back, like you're not always going to have those guys. And I was terrified. I don't know if I actually, when Mike and I were on Tuesday, I might not have shared that exactly because I was still confident they would win. Deep down, I was like, one of these guys is going to go off, and I'm okay with that. It's going to happen. But if both of them go off, we're in trouble. So, that's for me, going into the Browns, I fully expect them to win. I'm not all that concerned. It does suck that it's on the road again. We'll have plenty of time again to break that one down. Do you guys have anything else you want to go on the Ravens at all, or no?
I'm impressed with Buchanan.
Right.
Buchanan, you saw a lot of him today. He had four tackles, but he was all over the field. He was making plays or making his presence felt. And for a rookie, I think this is what we wanted out of Simpson and just never have gotten. But I think Buchanan, I like, the rookies have stepped up. Mike Green is doing well. Starks had another pick today. But I think out of the rookies, Buchanan is probably the top one who's been the biggest impact player on this defense. And I've been very happy and impressed with the way that he's learned the defense. And then I don't remember where he went to college. I thought it was a small school. But he was impressive again today.
Mike, you were trying to say something?
Yeah, no, just my closing remarks on this game would probably deal with third down. I just thought we got off the field on third down way better than we have, when we were having our issues early in the season. And we were able to convert a few more third downs offensively to keep the ball moving. And when you can win on third down, it just makes you a much better football team. And obviously the forced turnovers. That's the biggest takeaway. Like I said, very impressed by Roquan Smith today. I thought he was all over the field. He looked like he had a new energy. Kyle Hamilton mixed with some of those edge guys. They're not getting they're not going to get pressure with 4. I think we've figured out that that's just not going to happen. We don't have the 4 people on the defensive line to create pressure naturally. But if we can figure out how to disguise and scheme, and now you've got Kyle up and down on the line, and you've got, where's Draymond Jones? Is he in the center? Is he coming from the right? Is he coming from the left? And then you've got Mike Green. Which side is he coming from? And you can do some things with these toys to play around with. And then you can't figure out exactly what the Ravens are going to do and make them way more dangerous. And I know you used the term targets, John, today when you said it, like, what'd you say? Jefferson had 12 and Addison had 11 targets today. Some of those targets, almost hit people on the sidelines. McCarthy wasn't anywhere near some of those guys being rushed, and just he looked like a rookie quarterback. I know he's a second-year quarterback, but he definitely looked like someone like a deer in headlights at certain points in time during the game today.
Yeah, he missed his entire rookie year, John, Mike. It's okay. You call him a rookie quarterback. He's played 3 games in the NFL? 4?
Yep.
Like, it's okay. Like, I don't think they're worried overall. I will tell you, I do want to mention, because I want to encourage all of you guys watching us on Facebook, please get on here. Tell us what you think. Mike DeMarco, he did say, must win these games against the poor teams. When the better teams and division opponents come, we'll be hurting again. Mike, I understand what you're saying. I don't 100% agree, because when you start winning ball games and you've now won 3 in a row, I think Cleveland will be 4. And you start playing these better opponents, the confidence comes too. And then you're also making your changes. One of the biggest things that went unnoticed this week was that the Ravens didn't have anyone on the injury list at all week. This is the first time that everyone attended practice. So things are looking up. Again, I don't care what the score is in the NFL. A win is a win. Which brings me to what else is going on around the AFC with the Bills losing today, the Kansas City losing before their bye. I mean, there's only a couple games separating all these teams. Pittsburgh's not running away with the division anytime soon. So where we thought that the Ravens had to win the division, they just keep winning games here. You might be able to get in without winning the division. So anything else surprised you guys throughout the NFL today? For me, I guess the Bills winning or losing, knocking me out of my survivor pool, which really makes me bitter. So it's just another reason why I now hate the Bills really bad. That's the big one for me. That in Seattle just curb stomping whoever they play. Yeah, just that. Oh, I don't even know what else to say. Mike, do you have anything you want to say?
No, we talked about the Patriots game and how we thought we both wanted to pick the Patriots, but wouldn't. And there they go doing the Patriot thing with Mike Vrabel. He just brings a tenacity, a toughness. He just brings something to the table, and he's a winner. And those guys win.
Did you guys see who the odds-on favorite now for MVP is?
Let me guess because I didn't see it. I did think. I mean, I said at the beginning of the show Stafford would be one, but I think it was Allen. Is it Jonathan
Seattle
Taylor?
Darnold?
It's Drake May.
Really?
Okay, I can see, but I can see that too. If you look at the betting odds going into this week, Josh Allen was like plus like 140, and then I think Drake May was a few behind. Baker was still up there. All of that's going to change. Hey, I wouldn't count out Lamar if things start changing. Now, I fully expect the Bills to get on the right page. But you know what they should have done, guys, at the trade deadline? Probably find another receiver because it's clear that they need some other pass catchers out there as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
That was on ESPN. So I don't know if that's every sports book, but that's the ESPN bet is Drake May is the leading candidate for MVP.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. I think he's about a year away before the writers and stuff are going to the voters are going to give it to him. Deep down, I still have a feeling that like Mahomes and Allen have something to say about it and that Allen's probably still the favorite. But then the voters also don't like to give it to someone 2 years in a row. So there's all kinds of politics and nonsense in there.
So let me ask you guys this question.
So real quick, John. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor is well deserving, but running backs to get that award is such a reach at this point. It's been 10 plus years, right, since a running back has won that award. It's almost like they need to create a different category, which they did, Offensive Player of the Year. But it's like they shouldn't really call it the MVP. They should say most about MVQ because it's the most valuable quarterback every single year. So I just think if you were talking real MVP, you would include some of these other guys in the conversation at least.
I just think it's so tough to do that though, because it's like if you take like we talked about this at the beginning of the year, Mike, when you said what is the floor and ceiling for the Ravens, and I said this is their floor unless Lamar gets hurt. Every NFL team is saying the same thing. If you lose your quarterback for more than like 4 or 5 games or longer, you're done. If you lose your running back, you're not necessarily done. And if you lose your receiver, you're not necessarily done, even if they're at that high elite level. So
yeah, but I would argue that relative to other running backs, I mean, look at what he's doing. Like you also have to, relative to other position play. If a quarterback's having a year relative to the other quarterbacks, it just stands out well above and beyond. I think that's well deserving. But if we have all these quarterbacks right now that are having good years, I don't know that anyone's having a great year. Whereas let's say that Jonathan Taylor rushes for 2,000 yards this year, he should at least be in the conversation, I would say.
Okay, but then let's throw this out. How do you not give it to Saquon last year, who would have broke the NFL record, but he sat out the last game because they wanted to win a ring and didn't care about that. And then Derrick Henry almost had 2,000 yards rushing. Same situation. So to me, I don't know. It's is he deserving? 100%. But I just think it's a quarterback driven league. I mean, Cooper Kupp could have won it the year that he won the Triple Crown for receiving.
Yeah.
Nakua, Chase.
Well, then just change the name of the award then, because
Right.
don't call it most valuable player anymore. Just call it most valuable quarterback, and we'll go and then we'll have offensive MVP that a quarterback can't win it. Let's just do it that way.
100%. John,
But
you've
see,
been trying to say something.
Yeah, but here's my thing: is I think you put any quarterback on the Colts. I think you put just put Mac Jones there. Put somebody, right?
He was there. He
right,
was.
I know, but I'm just saying, throw somebody else on that team, and you're still going to win a lot of football games with the running game they have with the supporting cast. But still, you'll still win games. Where a lot of these teams, you take Lamar off the Ravens, you take Mahomes off the Chiefs, you take Allen off the Bills. Those teams aren't winning football games. Whereas I think that's the argument there for the Colts, is that their running game is what wins them games, and we should Taylor should at least be in that conversation.
I would agree with that.
The one thing I was going to say before too was, with the Ravens, we were looking at early, and sorry to go back to this, but I just looked at this. Going into the season, we were talking I heard people on the radio or analysts were talking about the punting game and how Stout needed to get his act together. And I feel like he's getting his act together, that he's doing the things that we needed him to do, that when we drafted him to replace the Sam Cook, the greatest punter we've ever had, he's now doing it. I mean, 5 punts for an average of 50, 3 inside the 20 with 58-yard long punt today. So, I think that's answering that question, as one of the things going into the season that I heard was, what is our punting game? And I think he stepped up to the plate. Sorry to go back to that, but I was looking at the game stats, and that just caught my eye.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, we are going to move forward to our first game-ish of the night. Now, John, sorry, but this was intended because Mike and I were going to do the show last night, but as always, I had a little child that was keeping me from doing that. But you are going to participate in this. You were going to get your point of view as well. I have 5 questions. Mike has 5 questions. We'll all answer together as well. So this game is called More or Less. So I will ask a question. Mike will respond, John will respond, and then we'll give some feedback. And then we'll try not to drag this one out all too long. And then Mike, you'll ask your first question, then I'll ask my second question, blah, blah, blah. So for more or less, question number 1. As a big ticket free agent, are the Orioles more likely to sign a pitcher or a hitter? And why? Michael?
They're more likely to sign a hitter because they are worried about injuries with pitchers.
Oh. John, what is your thought and why?
Well, I think that they're going to sign a pitcher because I think, Elias thinks that it's a bigger need, and I think they're going to go try to find somebody who's already had the Tommy John surgery done, and kind of go from there. I think, with the new hitting, we'll talk about this later, but with the new hitting coach and things, and then it was your conversation on Saturday or on Friday with your interview, he seemed to think kind of the same thing, that there's some things that the new hitting coach is going to have to do. So I think we can teach the old dogs new tricks, but I don't think we can make Cy Young winners out of anybody we got on our staff.
So my 2 cents on this is that, again, remember the question, as a big ticket free agent. So you're shopping at the top. If they're going to shop at the top, to me, whether I want it to or not, I still think they need it to be a hitter. I think it's going to be a pitcher. And I really do think that they're enamored with, for some reason, I keep going back to Dylan Cease. I'm not sure, but for some reason, I think it will be the pitcher. I don't think, Mike DeMarcus says, pitcher, please. Mike, I'm sorry. I think the biggest need here is hitter. You need to protect these young guys. You need to make your lineup better. So that would be mine, Mike. I say pitcher. Your
Okay.
question, sir.
Yeah. Well, John, and by he, you mean Peter Schmuck, 7-time Sports Writer of the Year that we had on our interview on Friday. So by saying he, I just feel like you didn't quite give it the justice it deserved. But he did say that, and he also said that our pitching staff could probably exist the way it did now and us still compete. I'm with you guys. I think we need to upgrade the pitching staff as well. But I think if we're gonna spend dollars, it's going to be on a hitter. That's just what we've always done. We don't spend big on pitchers. My question for you guys: are the Ravens more likely to have a top 10 or bottom 10 draft pick this year? So you have to pick one or the other. Which is more likely have a top 10 or bottom 10 draft pick this year?
Well, I have to stick with everything I've been saying. And my gut says that they're that they're going to rattle off 9, 10, 11 games. So just by that math, they're going to pick at the bottom 10.
I agree with that too, Jason.
Yeah, that's it, Mike. That's what we got for you.
Yeah. Well, I love the optimism. Believe me, boys. I'm with you. I hope you're right.
All right. Well, similar question here, Mike. Are the Ravens more likely to win the AFC North or miss the playoffs altogether?
I think it's probably 50-50. But I'm going to say they're more likely to win the AFC North just because of the direction the teams are going right now. I feel like they're on a run, and like we said, I think there's still a wild card option where they can make the playoffs. So it's like it's not all or nothing there where you're saying like you win the division or you miss the playoffs. They could also have a wild card. So I'll take 2 out of 3 chance where they could possibly win the division or make a wild card versus missing the playoffs.
Okay. John?
I think that they're going to win the AFC North. I agree with you. They're going to rattle off all these wins and just take it. And Mike listening says they're more likely to miss the playoffs.
But he also says they're picking in the bottom 10.
Oh,
so is that possible, Mike?
That math ain't work. That math ain't mathing.
And still miss it?
Well, maybe he's thinking like bottom 10, like they're one of the bottom 10 teams. That could be possibly what he's thinking.
Potentially. Which, hey, if they're going to lose, I just wish they would have lost them all. Start now. Starting like 3 weeks ago. And then let's pick in the top 3. Like, come on. Go ahead, Mike. What you got?
All right. Next one's an Oriole question. Is Samuel Basayo more likely to hit 30 home runs this year or at some point get sent back down to Norfolk to fix something?
Oh, crap. Why? You're supposed to be the fun, joyous person on this group, and you brought the poop. I'm going to say more likely to hit 30 home runs than to get sent down. And you want to know what the good thing about all this is? The fact that he got some seasoning. I don't want to say seasoning. He got a little taste last year was what Jackson Holiday didn't get. It's what some of those guys that struggled right out the gates didn't get. Westberg got that a couple years ago, and then you saw he came out the gates okay before he got hurt and was an all-star that year. So I think he's more likely to hit 30 home runs.
John?
That's my thinking too, Jason. I think he's gotten his looks at the big leagues. They've been able to go over the videos. They've been able to develop a plan for him to work on in the offseason, in spring training, that there's not going to be a need to go back down.
Now, let me be clear, Mike. I don't actually think he's going to hit 30 home runs. I don't. But I don't think he's getting sent down. I do not think he's getting sent down. So what is your thought on it?
I think he might get sent back down. And I don't think it means that he's not going to be an integral part of our team for years to come. I just think I've seen a lot of these players get sent back down just because of maybe we signed some really good players. I'm just being optimistic there. And that he is on the periphery of the lineup every day and they need to get him some at-bats. Or maybe he's swinging and missing and not putting the ball in play and he needs to reset. Or maybe we can't find a position for him in the field that's working, or Adley's on fire. So I'm just saying there might be a number of reasons that he isn't in the lineup daily enough for them to play him and he needs to get sent back down. Maybe injuries. I mean, there's all kinds of things. to me, there's more reasons he could get sent back down than the likelihood for him to hit 30. But I'm not saying he can't hit 30 because that's not that high of a number, honestly.
Not many of those fellas that get sent back down, I think, got $100 million contract extensions either.
Right. This is true.
Hey, can I ask a question? Let me
Oh,
ask
Christ.
you two
Now
a
you're
question.
throwing up with all the flow, but go ahead.
Okay. Do you guys do you think an Oriole will win the MVP or the Cy Young first?
Oh God. I say that it's more likely that the Orioles win an MVP than the Cy Young. Because I think Gunnar was pretty close a couple years ago. And if you, again, like that's the best lineup he was in, having Santander behind him and whatnot. If you can create that situation again for him, you might be able to unlock something. That's my thought.
Yeah, I would actually disagree. I would say that they're probably more likely to win a Cy Young just because Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge, two names for you. Like, I just think it's hard to get past some of these generational talents that are at the top of like their game right now. Now, of course, at some point they're going to decline. So I guess I'm being hopeful that this happens over the next couple of years versus 10 years down the road. And I do think they have two viable guys who could win a Cy Young award right now in their rotation without signing anybody. Because I think I don't know about Grayson Rodriguez, but for sure Trevor Rogers, if he pitches like he did the second half of last year, has that in him. And then I think that Kyle Bradish has it in him.
Fantastic. All right, I'm going to try to speed these up a little bit. But are the Orioles more likely to make the playoffs in 2026, or is the Terps men's basketball team more likely to make the NCAA tournament and win one game? Mike.
Orioles make the playoffs.
I'd say the same thing.
Oh, boy.
After watching them play Georgetown the other night.
Oh my God, John! It's the second game of the season.
You can't
What
shoot
is
the rock.
wrong with you?
4 for
In one
27.
game, right?
4
But that
for
happens.
27.
That nonsense happens. You're not winning any championships in October. Calm down over there. Or what are we in November? November, for cranky's sake. Listen, I don't know, Mike. Like, I was so optimistic about the Orioles last year that I feel like I jinxed the living hell out of them, like having them go to the World Series. I do think the Orioles are going to win the. I'm going to go with. I'm going with the Terps. I'm going with the Terps.
All right,
I
good
like
for
the
you.
Terps. Go ahead, Mike.
All right.
What you got?
Newly hired manager Craig Albernaz. Within the next 2 years, is he more likely to be on the hot seat or be a finalist for manager of the year?
Finalist for manager of the year, hands down. Because
what I
if
would
they
say
do
as well.
regress, we got a whole new problem.
And they can't do that. We can't
Right.
do it again.
We're not doing it again.
John?
I agree because I think he's not going to be on the hot seat if he can't get this team turned around. It's going to be Elias who's going to be on the hot seat.
Mike, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I like what I've seen from him, and I think he has the roster to do it. So if they add to it, it can only be, boost the opportunity. And remember, just to be a finalist doesn't mean necessarily you win the award, but it means that you had a really good year or you had a great turnaround. And the Orioles are in a great position to have a turnaround because they didn't do so well last year.
Are the Orioles more likely to sign Alex Bregman or Kyle Schwarber?
John, you want to start?
I'll say Schwarber.
For me, I would say Alex Bregman just because of they need somebody in the lineup they like defensive players. They just like defense. They like guys who can play defense. And I don't think Schwarber brings much of that to the table, though I would be okay with signing either of those guys.
I think more likely, knowing the way that the Orioles operate, that it's Bregman, but a lot of creativity has to go into that and where they're going to play him and how that's going to work. But we'll kind of get an idea and gauge it. I mean, if I had to predict it, I'd say Bregman. Like you, Mike, I'll take either one. I think it'd be great. Mike, your turn.
Is Grayson Rodriguez more likely to start in a playoff game next season or be shut down for most of the season?
Ah, God. Did you look at these? Like, how can I give Jason like extra heart pain today. No, he's going to start a playoff game more than likely. Although, in my mind, I hope it's as the Orioles' fourth starter. Go ahead, John.
That means they probably are playing a 7-game series too. I like that.
Otherwise, I'm going to go opposite. I unfortunately, I just think he's going to have another injury or not recover completely from his injuries from last year. Something else is going to come up.
And that is all the speaking you're allowed to do this evening. So, Mike, what are your thoughts?
Maybe John unjinxed him. That would be good.
Maybe.
John, keep talking about how he's going to get hurt, please. No, I really don't know. I think he's probably more likely to get hurt if we're looking at the track record. I would say he's more likely to get hurt. And hopefully the Orioles sign enough pitchers where he doesn't have to pitch. And if he does, it'll be the best thing ever if he's starting game 4 in a playoff game.
All right. Are the Orioles more likely to sign a top-of-the-line free agent or trade for a marquee player? How are they getting that top-notch talent, Mike? Trade or free agency?
They're more likely to trade for a pitcher if we're talking about pitchers for sure. So
I'm talking about marquee free agent. Like, give me the top guy that they bring in this.
yeah,
offseason.
like if you were to tell me they would go out and sign, he's not on the market, but let's say I don't think the guys on the market are the top pitchers in the league. But let's say that there was a Skeens on the market, and there was a choice between trading for Scooble and buying Skeens. They would trade for Scooble. So,
well,
like to me,
okay. So I'm talking. So in my eyes, for this exercise specifically, Cease, Valdez, King are all top of the line pitchers.
okay.
That are available free agency, and then you're obviously the hitters. So
I think they sign the bat if they're going to sign one, and they would trade for a pitcher.
John,
I think there's enough of both that they can sign what they need. And I think, like we talked about, they're only going to give somebody a 2 or 3 year contract worth, maybe $100 million. They're not going to be shelling out 8-10 years for $400 or $500 million. So I think it's probably going to be a early to mid 30s pitcher of some sort. They're going to shell out 3 years, $100 million for.
I think 4 or 5 years, probably 5 years, maybe would be their max. And again, I'm okay with that philosophy. Going back to Bregman, I mean, last year he signed $40 million a year. So I'm okay if they want to give somebody $50 million a year for 4 years. I'll be careful about the opt-out stuff, but something along those lines. Mike, your last question.
I mean, you can do what the Dodgers do and just pay them for 10 years after they're done, and then you have to worry about it.
That's fine. I'm okay. I don't care. It's not my money.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for the Ravens, in case you guys are wondering, Lamar Jackson more likely to win the MVP this season or to start 4 games or less the rest of the way?
He's more likely to win the MVP. Because as I said, that I think it's wide open. I do think that he's healthy, although I'm kind of with John, like the running part of it does seem like he's holding back something. I kind of watched him every time after he got up today, but he was smiling the majority of the time. So everything looks good on that end. But no, I say he wins the MVP. He's more likely to win the MVP. John.
Yeah, I would say the MVP. I think we win out and he continues to play well. I think he wins the MVP.
Mike, please tell me you think he's going to win the MVP.
I do. I just think he's more likely. I don't think he's going to only start less than 4 or less.
Right.
Game. I think he's going to, if he doesn't win the MVP, at least stays upright, for the remainder of the games. And again, I think if the Ravens make the playoffs, Lamar's name will be in the conversation for MVP because he will have done something on the way out that's worth talking about.
Fantastic. Okay. Next segment, one more game to just go right away. This is going to be done a little different than what we're used to, and this is going to be a collaborative effort. This is going to be ballpark figures, and all 3 of us are playing. And I have it over here, but we're not going to look at it unless we need to verify something. And we are going to start in 1985, and we're going to go all the way to 2025. And we're going to go one by one. And so I'll go first. John will go second. Mike, whatever the thing is. And you're going to name the World Series winner for that year. Each person gets 3 strikes. So if you get 3 strikes, you're no longer allowed to help. But you do get one phone a friend. So, Mike, if you're stuck, you can say, Jason, I don't know who won the World Series and blah, blah, blah. Do you know? And I say, crap, maybe you should have called John or something like that. But so that's how we're going to do this. So we're going to roll it out. I'll start. 1985, the Kansas City Royals won the World Series. So 86, let's start with John. 1986.
New York Mets.
John is correct. 1987, Mike.
Minnesota Twins.
Woo! 1988 were the LA Dodgers. So 89, John.
The Oakland A's.
You are correct. 1990, Mike.
Ugh. It's between two teams, I know. It's either the A's or the Reds. I knew it was in that era, but I think they went. I think the A's. Let's go Reds. Cincinnati Reds.
You would be correct, Mike. 1990 were the Cincinnati Reds. 1991 was the Minnesota Twins. John, 1992.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Mike, 1993.
That would have been the Blue Jays.
1994, there was no World Series. So 1995 were the Atlanta Braves. 1996, John.
The New York Yankees.
You are correct. Mike, 1997.
Was that Florida Marlins?
Twas, Mike. Twas 1997. 1998 was the New York Yankees again. And then 1999, John. Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, John's
I have it
close.
between two.
Take
1990.
a guess, take a strike, take a phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Jason,
Who do you want
what?
to phone?
Jason, who was it? 1999.
What year are we talking about?
99.
1999? The New York Yankees. I'm right.
Oh, okay.
I promise
I thought
you're
it was
right.
the Yankees, but I wasn't going to use a
If
strike
you don't
on
remember, they won quite a few in a row.
that. Yeah.
So 1999 were the Yankees. 2000 Subway Series, Mike. I cheated.
Yankees. Yeah.
You are correct. 2001 Arizona Diamondbacks. 2002, John.
The Rally Monkeys.
Yes.
Yes,
love
you
that
remember
Rally
those?
Monkey.
And the Thundersticks.
Thundersticks.
Yes, the Thundersticks.
All right,
It was
Mike.
the Los Angeles Angels of. Oh no, was it
Yeah,
just the?
you're good.
Was it the Anaheim Angels at that point?
Correct.
Yeah.
Mike, the 2003 World Series.
This is where I start to get a little shady. Everything starts to like blur a little bit. I'm thinking it was the Cardinals, but I'm not 100% sure. Jason, I'll use my phone a friend for this one.
Me or John?
You, not John.
I know who it was. I know who it was.
2003 or the Florida Marlins again?
Very good.
Or they weren't
Florida
Miami
Marlins.
Marlins yet, right?
They were the Florida Marlins until they moved
Right.
to Lone Depot or whatever they.
Whatever
They moved
that
the
was.
Orange Bowl.
So that was 2003. 2004 were the Red Sox. They got off the schneid there.
2005 was the White
2005.
Stockings.
You got it.
The White
2006, Mike. That's when
Yeah.
Fritz came into our lives, and he was very upset the outcome of this particular World Series.
Well, clearly the Tigers were in it. Let's see, who was that World Series? What was the year?
2006.
I think Cardinals.
Oh, Mike with the save. 2007. Oh God, that was
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. John is playing with the sounds, in case anybody's wondering.
fantastic. 2007 were the Red Sox again. So that brings us to 2008, John.
Let's see. Oh shoot! Was 2000? Is the New York Yankees? No. Yes. No. Yes. I don't know. I don't remember. It was New York Yankees.
Strike.
Oh, that's
They
right.
were. I think you were a year too soon, John. Man, I cheated again. Mike, 2008.
John, you were premature.
Yeah.
Let's see. 2008. Let's see who was good back in 2008. The Orioles weren't.
This team made it to 2 straight World Series, but only won 1.
Oh, that's right. Oh, duh. I know who it is. Shoot.
2 straight series, only won 1. Was it the Phillies in 08?
Yes, 'twas the Phillies.
Is that the Ryan Howard Phillies?
Yes, it was.
Jimmy Rollins, Ryan Howard, Chase Utley. Yeah.
So then 2009, obviously, were the Yankees. I kind of gave that one away to John there. So 2010, John.
2000.
This is when this is when this particular team won one of several within the next few years after that.
Was that the Giants?
Correct.
That's right.
So that was
Giants.
2010. So they,
Bruce Bochy.
you remember, they kind of went.
Yeah.
Not 6-7, but
6-7.
All right. So we're at 2000. What was that? 2010.
11. We're at 11 now.
2011.
Who was good then? 2011. Still wasn't the Orioles. That was right before the Orioles got good again, though.
Yep.
Let's see. Who was good before the Orioles got good again? Tigers were pretty good, but I don't think they won a World Series, so that sucks for them. Let's see. Who was perennially in there? Was it okay. I'm probably gonna get a strike. Was it the Red Sox?
It was not.
Okay.
So 2010, the Rangers lost to the Giants. In 2011, the Rangers made it back, but that year they lost to the Cardinals. They were like 1 out away.
Okay.
So the Cardinals won 2011. That brings us to 2012, the year that the Orioles made it back to the playoffs.
It's my turn, right?
It's you. It's Jason, right? Oh, you got that.
No,
okay.
it's John.
The Giants.
Correct.
You keep getting the even years. It's just not right. I'm just saying.
So that was what was that? 2012.
2012. Yes.
Okay. So then 2013 to Mike.
I'm just
and
gonna
only
keep
John
guessing.
has a strike, right?
I have a
Mike
strike.
has one.
I have a
you
strike
both
as
do.
well.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep guessing the Red Sox till it's right.
You got it.
Red Sox.
What was that 2000 what?
13.
2013, 2014. Oh, poopies.
Yeah.
That was the Giants over the Royals.
Royals, yeah.
And then, so 2015, John.
2015. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get under strike and I'm gonna be out here.
That's okay, buddy. I'm missing bunch.
Remember back the Royals beat lost to the Giants, but the Royals also made it back to the
Royals, Kansas City
second
Royals.
year.
That's right.
This cheating is fun.
I started having kids after that, after the 14. So then,
So 2016, Mike.
Oh,
this one was an historic World Series champion.
It was the GOAT.
It was
there was a GOAT involved. The Chicago what, Mike?
It was the Cubs. It was Jake Arrieta who we dealt away, and the guy who caught the foul ball, Bartman. And all those young Schwarber when he was young, and all those guys.
Rizzo.
Yeah.
Yep. So yes, you were correct. So then 2017 was when the whole Astros thing started. So the Astros won that one in 2017. So that was over the Dodgers, I believe. So then 2018, John.
Well, no, Astros were still in the National League in 16. 17.
Well, in 17, 2017.
17. Yeah, the Astros. Was 18 the Astros too? No,
they did not win back to back. Is that your guess? So you have 2 strikes now?
Yes.
Mike, do you know who won in 2018? I would just go with the team you were guessing a while ago until you said it.
I know. I'm just going to keep guessing the Red Sox.
Yep, you got it. Well done, Mike.
Yeah. When in doubt, guess the Cardinals or Red Sox. I'm going red today.
Nice. 2018. And then 19 was that weird year. It was the The Nationals. The Nationals won in 2019. So then the COVID year, 2020, that weird year, John. Do you
The
remember?
Braves.
That's your guess?
Yes.
You're out.
No.
Sorry,
It was the
buddy.
Dodgers.
It
The
was the
Dodgers, that's
Dodgers
right.
and that weird thing. All right. So that was 2020. So 2021 was the Braves.
Right.
That's when they came back. So
my
Mike,
friend has the ring. It's pretty sweet looking.
nice. So then 2022, Mike. Now this one was a repeat of one that just won a couple years before, Mike, when I said they just started their nonsense. And they had lost to the Braves the year before.
All right. Let me think about this one here for a minute. So it was an American League team. That's for sure. Certain. They just lost
Back-to-back World Series. They just lost to the Braves the year before. They actually beat the Phillies in this World Series.
Who was that? What year again?
2022.
2022. It was, let me guess, a team that Red Sox. I don't know.
No, 22 were the Astros. That was
Okay.
Dusty Baker's. So that would be my guess. So 23 back to you, Mike. Well, you have 2 strikes, but 23 was when the Orioles won the AL East.
The Rangers.
You got it. So that brings us to 24. Wow, we almost did this. So 24 were the Dodgers, and then Mike, 25 just now were the
Dodgers.
Fantastic, and there were only 2 left. All right. What did you guys think of that? What do you think of the collab effort? And of
That was
course, I'm
fun.
trying to do it so I'm not cheating while I'm trying to make sure we're on the right thing.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
All right. So our next quick segment here, Mike, you have our rundown for us.
I do.
And this is
Rundown
where Mike
a great.
asks us our opinion.
Yeah, it's a great game we played as a kid, right, John? Between the bases, where we're trying to chase each other back and forth and slide, and somehow we managed to not get too many concussions. I have a feeling there were more concussions that were unreported back then than there are now. But so the rundown, I'm going to give you guys some thoughts, and you can just give me quick answers. It doesn't have to be a quick synopsis of your answer. So we just signed Leotis Tavares from Texas, outfielder. Is he the outfield only version of Jorge Mateo?
No, I think he's who was the guy we traded to the Mariners? Or I'm sorry, to the Padres.
Which one? We traded Ramon Laureano?
Yeah, he's like a light version of Ramon Laureano that they're hoping to get something out of. Don't hate the deal at all. I'm fine with it. John?
I don't hate it either. He's got speed. He had 9 stolen bases last year.
Oh, I think John died.
John froze. He was so afraid of Leotis Tavares.
A good outfield defender.
Nice.
So
all right.
That didn't answer the question. Is he the outfield only version of Jorge Mateo, John? He stole bases too.
I'm going to say yes is what he's trying to say, Mike, since he's frozen. So we can keep moving.
John, fix yourself, okay? Watch your flies down. I'm just kidding. Fix yourself, though, really. All right, here we go. Next question, Jason. This one isn't relevant because it already happened. So I'll go to the next question. World Series 2025 is a top 5 all-time World Series.
I think so. Yeah, off the top of my head, a couple good ones in the 90s. The Cubs, Indians. Yeah, I would say top 5. Yep.
All right. Who signs Kyle Tucker?
Oh, boy. Kyle Tucker, I mean, my gut says it's going to be the Dodgers. So I'm going to go with the Yankees.
So you're going against your gut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going against my gut because I think everyone's going to say Dodgers. But I do think that the Dodgers need to get younger. I mean, in a couple areas, they're quickly getting up there. It would be a good move, but I think the Yankees sign him.
Okay. After 5 straight losses, Maryland football has no choice next year but to hire a new head coach.
Yes, I say they have to hire a new head coach, especially with James Franklin sniffing around there.
John?
I agree. I think they got to bring like a James Franklin type in.
There's a lot of coaches that were let go this year. So there's a lot of names that have interesting, maybe opportunities here in Maryland.
It's also Maryland, though. You have like tight wallets. So, like, what's his face? Brian Kelly's not coming here. So.
Right. Well, they make all their money from their buyouts. They don't really need to make that much more money.
Right.
You know what? I think I'm going to go out and become a really bad head coach somewhere so I can get bought out. I just have to be good wherever I am the year before somewhere else, and then I'll be okay. The Orioles will sign a hitter that will project a higher home run total than Gunnar Henderson. True or false?
I'm going to say true. I don't want to say true, but I'm going to say true. No, you know what? I'm going to say false. I'm saying false.
So Gunnar is projected higher than anyone else who we would sign.
Correct.
John?
But I don't think it's about home runs, Mike.
I say it's true. I say
any names? You want to add a name to that, or you want to put a name with that?
No.
I don't think, Mike, because if Bregman is what we're saying could be the most likeliest, I don't think he hits more home runs than Gunnar, right? Like, he's not that type of guy. But Schwarber is. I don't think necessarily. I mean, Kyle Tucker maybe. Projected wise, and I don't know what his projection is going to be this year. Is it going to be off of when he hit 37, or is it going to be off of when he hit however many he hit last year?
Yeah, you got to average him out. You don't know what it's going to be,
right.
And I think that's what I'm saying. Like projected, you would probably project Gunnar at what 25 to 30 is where I would probably put him.
Yep.
So
depending on who's behind him, that's going to be the big thing. Is who's behind him? Is it somebody to protect him, or is it somebody to nibble the corners on Henderson? If you walk him, you walk him. And it's not a big deal.
Yep.
Sure, absolutely. But there are guys like Pete Alonso out there who probably would project higher than him as well. So I'm just curious. Which team other than the Ravens needed to make a move at the trade deadline for the NFL but didn't?
I think the 49ers needed defensive help. They needed linebacker help. More than likely, but I'm kind of tied between the 49ers and the Bills needing a receiver.
Okay. John, you have one?
I was going to say the Bills needing a receiver and not getting anything.
Yeah, some people might say the Steelers needed a receiver as well. I don't know. Correct. You maybe throw that out there. Indiana, all right, this is a projection a little bit later down the road here. Indiana football had another good win this weekend. They will beat an SEC powerhouse like Alabama or Georgia if they end up matching up in the college football playoffs. What do you think?
Not the top three teams. Like, I don't think they beat Georgia. I don't think they necessarily beat Alabama. No, I would say no.
Okay, John?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I don't think they would beat Georgia, Alabama, the Ohio State. I don't think so.
Why is this giving me Boise State vibes from years and years and years ago, Mike? I don't know why.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
With the Statue of Liberty and the hook and ladder and the proposal at the end of the game, all that stuff.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. How many AFC North teams? Well, can't ask this again. This was for yesterday, Jason. I was going to ask you how many AFC North teams win today. What would you have said?
Oh, man. So Pittsburgh plays later tonight, right?
Right. Yes. So right now we're 1-1, right? So I guess the answer is going to be 2 or 1.
I would have said, based on our predictions, how many? 3. I would have said 3.
Yeah, Cincinnati has a bye.
I would have said 3. So Tom, 2 could still win. 2.
Yeah, 2 could still win.
I would have said 2. I would have said the Ravens and the Steelers.
Browns. You wouldn't have had the Browns beating the Jets, John?
Nope.
Oh.
Duh.
Weird. Go ahead, Mike.
Nope.
All right. The Orioles will sign an impact free agent or make a significant trade. Which happens first?
Out of those 2?
Yep.
I think they sign a free agent. I don't think that they. I'm not even. Oh, Mike. I think they make a trade for. I don't know what the hell they do.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Don't. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say significant trade. Pablo Lopez, who's the other dude out there in
Screwball.
Minnesota? No,
Joe Ryan.
no, get out of here with that. Who?
Joe
Mike?
Ryan.
Joe
Ryan.
Ryan. I keep going back to one of those two guys because they all have years on left too.
John, what is your thought? Trade or free agent?
Free agent. I just don't think they're honestly, deep in my soul, I don't think they're going to make a trade. I think that they may sign a couple free agents.
They've already made one
big
trade.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like for a front
Significant.
line, a top line.
I think they
day
go
one
hand in
starter.
hand, though. They go hand in hand. If they're bringing in a big name first baseman, maybe Mayo goes or someone else goes, or if they bring in like a big name. I mean, you could bring two outfielders in there and still have room for more. So the outfield isn't the issue. It's where else. So I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah, so this was more of an order of operations question, right? So like I'm thinking more along the lines of the Orioles don't really like to set the market.
Right.
So like I guess I think they would probably end up making a trade first and then see what they really have to pay for. I don't know if that's the correct philosophy, but I just have that feeling that's kind of.
And I also think that they've already been in negotiations or talks with a lot of these teams, finding out where they stand on certain things.
Sure, absolutely. But then again, teams aren't, maybe they're waiting to
Right.
see who they sign before they make trades. There's just a lot of angles to go along with it. Best upside running back, and this is funny, Jason, because we talked about this gentleman today. Kyle Monangai from Chicago or Travion Henderson?
Travion Henderson, hands down. Monangai's great. He was a 7th round draft pick, though. So, I mean, Chicago could draft a running back next year if they go somewhere else, and then he's out of a job. Those guys don't usually stick around, so I'm going to go with Travion Henderson by a mile.
John?
I'm going to say the same thing. I think Henderson, just because, like Jason said, the low round draft picks, you get one, maybe 2 good years, and then you use them as trade bait to move up in the draft, or
or they just stay on your roster,
or they end up returning kicks or something like that.
Yeah, and to be fair, I was kind of thinking of a fantasy spin, and also this was before Travion had a big game today. Monangai had gone off a little bit, and Travion had been quiet, I think, on and off as the weeks have gone by. But I definitely see your guys' perspective. Pick one player tonight to have 2 anytime touchdowns. If I'm going to FanDuel, it's again the Chargers-Steelers game. What player would you put 2 anytime touchdowns on?
John, you want to go first?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm going to say it's Warren from Pittsburgh, Mike. Warren from Pittsburgh.
All right, John.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to think. How about
Do you know who's playing tonight, John?
I don't.
The
Chargers and the
are playing
Steelers.
tonight.
How about Adafe? Oh wait, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm going with Lad McConkey. If I had to pick one, I would say Lad McConkey would be my guy.
Let's go Aaron Rodgers.
Mike's you realize he has to rush those in, right?
Oh, that's right. Anytime touchdowns. Yeah, I'll just go. I don't know.
I mean, Ladidi Makanka, hey, it's a good one, John. Mike, it's a good one. Ladidi Makanka, hey.
Yeah.
Let's just go with Warren. I think Warren, they'll hand the ball to him and he'll go in twice.
Cool. What else we got?
Awesome. No, that's it, man. That's it for the rundown. I just wanted to get your guys' quick thoughts.
Okay, so I'm just going to mention this next one real quick because we do have one final last game to play. Because we're probably going to be on here later in the week. We've kind of addressed the Orioles a lot already. And until some things start moving, there's not more we can talk about other than the fact that they did change the entire hitting department, Mike. And they brought in, which I think needed to happen. I just wasn't clamoring for it out loud, really making a big deal. But if you notice, the Mariners did it last year, and they kind of did it right after the year started, and it made all the difference for those guys. So they're bringing in Dustin Lin from Philadelphia, which if you're going to get a guy from a good with a place of guys that know how to hit the baseball, have decent approaches at the plate, to me, Mike, that's a win.
Yeah, I mean, I like the hire. another young guy, another fresh set of eyes on these guys. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they met back in the Giants organization.
Correct.
So that's that's good organization there, well run, and some good players there as well. So I would say undetermined, but encouraged about getting some new blood in there, and these other guys are going to go find jobs. Some of them already have. So,
Yep.
and the hitting last year was just atrocious. So we need
The
to
whole
do something
approach was
different.
terrible. Yeah.
And
John?
I think, like we talked about, like we need to bring in players who know how to work counts. But we also need to bring coaches in who know how to teach that sort of stuff, because it's something you can learn. It's something that takes time, but you can learn. But I think it's a good hire. I think with there's a lot of these guys, it's a matter of we got to work counts and work on getting on base. We need to go back to the George Knox says in Angels in the Outfield. You got to go back to fundamentals. Just do that in spring training.
Well, and this is why, like, I'm buying more into Mike Luis Ariz, and I mean Bo Bichette, obviously, but that's not going to happen. But guys like that are just tough outs. But then you have to pair them with somebody else as well. So maybe end up with a couple different guys. I think just signing Ariz and calling it a day isn't going to get it done. But those are the approaches that you need. And there's, again, when we talked to Mr. Peter Schmuck about it, he didn't balk at what I said about how there is not that player on the roster right now. So again, so we will revisit this a little bit more later in the week once we get some more information and whatnot. Okay, we have one final game, guys. This is a new one. This is called Guess the Year. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 clues, and you guys are going to play together. It's fine. I'm going to give you 3 clues. At any point, you can guess. So the first clue for Guess the Year is Apollo 13 was the second highest grossing movie behind Batman Forever.
Was that 98, Mike?
You're guessing by yourself, aren't you? Are we guessing together?
No, you're guessing together.
Oh God. I mean, yeah, good. We'll figure it out together, John.
Okay, I'll give you the second clue since you don't know yet. Kiss from a Rose won the Grammy for
Seal.
Song of the Year. Seal is not the answer. That is not the year. Seal is not the year.
Seal is not the year.
Write anything at all. Anything at all, and you win.
Apollo 13 was a good movie, John. Did you see it?
Yes, I've seen it several times, and it's told me never to get in a moving vehicle with Tom Hanks.
That's right.
Every movie that guy's in, he crashed a plane in the Hudson River. All these
Castaway. It's not good.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
he wasn't like in charge of the vehicle.
I know, but he was on the plane. God.
Right.
All right. Clue number 3, the last one. Greg Maddux won his first World Series.
We just went through the World Series, John.
1995 with the Atlanta Braves.
It has to be.
Mike, do you agree?
Yep, 95 it is.
Congratulations, fellas. You got it. 1995.
Air high five, John.
Well
Good
done.
job.
Yep. Okay, good. Next one. The English Patient won the Academy Award for Best Picture.
The what?
English Patient.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Princess Diana died in a car crash.
1997.
Is that your guess? Or would you like to hear the sports?
John, I'd like to hear the
Mike?
third clue, but if you seem very confident. Jason, give me the sports clue. I want the sports clue.
Sandy Alomar Jr. breaks up Mike Messina's perfect game with 1 out in the 9th inning.
It seems like it makes sense in that context, John. If you're good, let's do it.
97.
Correct. Well done, John.
Yeah, John.
Well done. John is carrying the team.
John, give yourself the applause. Yeah, do it. John.
All right. Jurassic Park was number 1 at the box office.
92, I think.
It's in the early 90s.
Tears in Heaven won the Grammy for Best Song?
I don't know, but I believe it was 92 that Jurassic Park was, but I'm not 100% certain. What's the sports clue?
Rafael Palmeiro signed a 5-year, $30 million contract to play for the Orioles.
John, it's. I mean, 92 or 91. Those are my two thoughts. But if you
Yeah.
thought 92 right away, your instinct has been great. So let's just
Let's go with 92. I don't remember. Jurassic Park was like 91, and I had the same thought. So just go 92.
So you were incorrect. So let me give you the honor, the extra question. The Orioles hosted the All-Star game that year.
93.
93.
Correct. 1993. Palmeiro signed in December of 1993. All right. The next one. Malaysia Flight 370 vanished with 200 people on board.
2014.
Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, and Frank Thomas were inducted to the MLB Hall of Fame. The Orioles won the AL East Championship.
Yep, 2014.
Correct. Well done.
I knew that because I had just started working for Ripken Baseball when that plane went down.
All right, last one.
I'm taking John to random trivia with me.
You really
who
should.
knows?
It's really bad.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Let me tell you this quick story. So I was back in Baltimore, I don't know, like in 2012 or 2013, and Gary and Marcy are like, we're going to trivia night. And Gary's like, your dad never lost the Trivial Pursuit, so I'm sure you're good at trivia. You're coming with us.
Fantastic. Did you guys
So I
win?
went and played trivia with them, and he's like, you are your father's son.
That's outstanding. All right, last one. Then we got to wrap this thing up today. Steve Irwin passed away. Twitter and
07?
Twitter.
And that was sad but he was really, pushing his luck. Would you not disagree?
Took a stingray right through the heart.
Yeah, I mean, he was always
Right,
pushing
because-
the envelope with those critters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I think it was 07.
Well,
That was in
now
college.
his son's on Dancing with the Stars.
that was
You knew
sweet.
about that. All right.
Craigie.
Clue number 2.
Craigie.
Twitter and Facebook became available to the general public.
Oh, it was 09.
And the last one. The Ravens won the AFC North and earned a first-round bye, only to lose to the eventual Super Bowl champs, despite not allowing a touchdown.
That was the Colts year. That was
2010.
the Steve McNair year, right? So that was hold on. Billick.
It was 09. Oh, no, it was the 08, 09.
08 was
talking about-
was 08 was the first year with John Harbaugh and Flacco.
Right.
07 was the year he got fired. It must have been 06. It was 2006.
Is that the answer?
Yes.
Well done, fellas. You did it. Mike, I had a special question for the 1997 one.
Oh yeah?
I'm going to shed a tear. The year that Jason and Mike met for the very
Oh.
first time.
I love that.
Outstanding. John, look at John. He's looking for like a sound.
John, how
Can't
old were
find
you
one.
in 1997?
Oh, God.
Uh,
Hey, John,
You were
how
what?
old were you?
I was 8
You
or
take-
9.
Take your
Wow.
birth year and subtract it from.
Oh,
No,
my God.
my birthday's in December.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was 8 or 9. How about this one?
6 or 7, maybe.
All right. Mike, stop it. You're punished.
We got to keep John from tinkering with the sounds. Things are happening
know.
all over the place right now.
I like that applause though. When we get one right, to have the applause,
Outstanding. Well, we'll have to do that going forward. All right,
job.
fellas. So that is going to be it. All right. Thank you all for spending some time with us on Sunday night. Mike DeMarco, thanks for all of your feedback and whatnot. We really appreciate it. We want all the others out there to do it as well. For Mike Frisky and John Lanscraner, I'm Jason Weisbecker, and we will see you guys in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe to Dad Bods, Crabcakes, and Sports on Red Circle, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your free podcasts. And while you're at it, leave us a review. It really helps us out. We're trying to spread the good word about Baltimore sports far and wide. Follow us on social media for more behind-the-scenes actions, memes, and bad sports takes. You can find us at Dad Bods, Crabcakes, and Sports on Instagram, and Dad Bods, Crabcakes, and Sports on our Facebook page. Until next time, keep rocking those Dad Bods, eating those crab cakes, and never miss the game.